Hey guys, there with one more time. A very good afternoon to all of you. Hope you guys are doing well. So, guys, in my previous session, I have talked about so many things, and right now I'm going to share something with you that if you have given any interview, and after having that interview, if you feel that that interview was up to the mark, but you didn't get that job or you didn't get any response from the recruiter's side, so what to do in that time? So in today's session's topic is how to follow up after an interview session. Okay, so let's get started, guys. So there are so many ways to connect with them, or to communicate with the recruiters. So I'm going to discuss about it. So how to follow up after an interview via email, when to follow up after an interview, three ways to follow up after a job interview, and five tips to make your interview follow up stand out, land your next job offer. So you have been in the job search for a little while now. Throughout the job searching process, you have walked away from the interview feeling good. Okay, you answered the questions very good, and you seem to have good conversation with the interviewers and hiring manager. You asked good interview questions too. You are confident in your skills and capabilities, but a week goes by without any news. So what happened? Okay, mm, uh, that time I'm going to give an example that my little brother is in the job search right now. He called me one day with the exact dilemma. He thought an interview went really well and was really interested in the job, but he hadn't heard from the recruiter or the hiring manager. When I asked if he followed up after his interview, he paused. How do I do that? Okay, his answer was, how do I do that? Am I supposed to do something afterward? Many candidates may think their work is done after the interview. While that might be true for certain situations, but it's important to learn how to follow up after an interview. Okay, so in my today's session, I'm going to talk about when, how, and why you need to do the follow up. Okay, so how to follow up after an interview via email. If you have just finished your interview, it's time to send a follow up email. Here is how to follow up after an interview via email. I'm going to talk about it. How to follow up after an interview via email. Address the recipient by their first name. Express thanks and gratitude for their time and effort. Mm, you recited your interest in the job and company. Okay, mention when you interviewed, the job title and the job details. Ask directly about the status and next steps. Offer additional information. Okay, uh, if needed. Close the email with your thanks and gratitude. Make sure you proofread your email and stay positive. Every organization and employer is different. You might be in communication with the recruiter throughout the interview process, or you might have communication with the hiring manager directly. Regardless, it's important to identify whom you like to follow up with directly. Make sure you are spelling their name directly. Then express your gratitude and appreciation while the hiring process, and make look simple. It's not as easy as it seems depending on the company. It can take rounds of approvals and hoops to push a candidate through to the next step. Okay, once you have thanked the person for their time, it's time to recreate your interest. Okay, to show them that you are interested in your job. Mention both the job and company, and with you're excited about the opportunity. Make sure you also mention when you interviewed and the exact job title. Okay, If you are communicating with a recruiter, it's likely they're judging multiple candidates and open positions. Then be direct. Ask about the status of the position you have interviewed for. Inquire about the next steps. You might offer additional information like references at this stage as well. Finally, close your email with another note of gratitude. But before you hit end, pause. Has someone proofread this for you? Okay. Have you run the email through spell check or another grammatical checker tool? What your overall tone? Are you still remaining positive? Or if you are coming off as frustrated, what edits can you make? So this is the thing, and I'm going to talk about now when to follow up after an interview. It can be tricky to figure out when to follow up after your interview. First, it's important to ask questions throughout the hiring process to get sense of the timeline. These questions can help guide you through when to send that follow-up mail. For example, you might consider asking some of these questions during your interview process. That what does your timeline look like to fill the role? When you are hoping to fill the position, what are the next steps after this interview? It always good to send a follow-up thank you email immediately following the interview. Even an interview, so you can send a mail within 24 to 48 hours. Okay, if you still have not heard from the company in 7 to 10 days, it's probably safe to send a follow-up mail. Make sure you double check your tone and consider the work that team is judging or juggling right now on top of hiring duties. Okay, one of the best thing, okay, you need to understand, we know many companies are doing an incredible amount of hiring, and that means recruiters are really busy. So you can consider asking the recruiters when it's okay to follow up if you haven't heard while you are in communication with them. Okay, so but whatever you do, don't pest us. Sending multiple emails with no response can send the wrong message. Okay, you want to make sure that you are interested but not annoying. Okay, a little patience can go a long way. Try to maintain a positive mindset and keep things in perspective. Okay, so 3 ways to follow up after a job interview. There are nuisance to following up after an interview. Every company handles the interview process differently. So throughout your job hunt, you can find yourself in different situations. The initial thank you interview. As a general rule of thumb, it's a good idea to send a thank you email within 24 to 48 hours of first meeting the interviewer. Every organization is different. Some companies may only have one interview, others may have multiple rounds of interview. So regardless, each interaction with a new interviewer should warrant a thank you email. Let's say that you are, when you are giving that interview, after having that interview, if you feel good or that recruiter feel good, you need to say that thank you. Okay, so you are waiting to hear if you have made it to the next round. You are probably not going to like this answer, but if you are waiting to hear if you have made to the next round of interviews, you need to have some patience. The scenario can be frustrating, but if there are a lot of candidates in the mix, it's going to take some time. Okay, so first, think about your own experience. The emails and maybe phone calls or to coordinate schedules. Okay, the prep calls with recruiters to go over the folks you're meeting with, the schedule judging to find the right times with the right people, the number of people you might have interviewed with up until this point. So now multiply that by the number of people interviewing for the job and the recruiters end. Multiply that by the number of open positions they may be hiring of. Okay, let's so I'm going to talk about something. If you are waiting for the final decision after a job interview, so theoretically, this shouldn't take too long to companies to make a decision. If you have gone through all rounds of interviews, you know they like you, they're interested, but they have probably narrowed it down to a very short list or final candidates. This is likely going to come down to scheduling with the last round of candidates. Let's say that there are three people including you who has made it to the final round. You could be the first candidate to have completed the final round of interviews, so two more candidates could be interviewing behind you. So once all candidates have completed the final interviews, it shouldn't take a long for the company to make decision. It's okay to ask the recruiter how many candidates are interviewing in the final round of interview. Okay, that can help give you a sense of the timeline. So that I'm going to write down, I'm going to talk about the 5 tips to make your interview follow-up stand out after a job interview. We know job seekers are looking for new opportunities everywhere. Chances are you are not the only candidate in the mix for a role. If you want to leave a good impression after your job interview, consider these 5 tips. The first one is connect with the interviewers on LinkedIn. Double check your email subject line and make it stand out. Consider a follow up later or thank you later in the mail. Personalize your follow up note with things you learned in that interview. Ask for feedback or career advice. So land your next job offer. The job hunt can be grueling. Okay, from the job application to interview questions for the decision making process, the job search is exhausting. Sometimes the job search can be depressing also. Practice self compassion throughout the process, but you dream new job your new dream new job could be just around the corner. Following up after a job interview can be intimidating. You might not know how to best check in with the interviewers. You might feel like you are imposing on your interviewer's time, but with the guide, you can feel confident in following up post interview with your potential employer. You can make a good impression and hopefully help make their hiring decision an easy one. Okay, so regardless of where you are in your career, a coach can help you. Okay, so you can ask any kind of questions you if you have in your mind. In PCS Global, I'm providing the knowledge of about all those things. I'm providing the career awareness videos, and I'm providing the details about technologies also. And if you wanted to know any kind of anything, because being a career coach and a guide, a mentor, it's my duty to help you. Being the brand ambassador of Pay Nation Computer Solutions Global Private Limited, it's my duty to guide you, to provide you the proper knowledge, whatever you wanted to know. So I think these things, whatever I have said about this job, about this process, about this job interview, how to talk with the recruiters or how to communicate with them, it can help you to make your interview session easier or make to get that job for you. Okay, so this is for now, guys. If you wanted to know anything from your side, you can communicate with me, whatever I have already said before. And in PCS Global, we are providing the training. We are an ISO certified company. We are the 10 years IT company in the IT market, and our candidates are working very successfully in other companies also. In PCS Global, there are loads of projects are going on. Okay, you can join that projects also. If you wanted to join, we are providing the CELP project, we are providing the data science Python training, we are providing Java full stack development, uh, we are providing the training in Mon stack, Min stack, Mon stack, okay, in Java DevOps. So you can get the training of in all those technologies. We have internship programs. There are paid internship programs. There are non-paid internship programs. If you want to evaluate yourself, you can communicate with us. And how to join all those internship programs? What are the schedules about the interview? All those internship programs, we will provide you all the information, and each and every video's description box you can see that we provide the schedules of webinars and master classes also, so you can join that master classes also. So this is for now, guys. If you wanted to know anything, you can communicate with me. Okay, kindly communicate with us. Don't waste time. Make your future a bright career, and make us proud. Be a proper potential person and join the best MNCs in India and all over the world. This is for now, guys. Bye for now. Okay. Have a very good day. Stay safe.